Honestly, man, the fight happened so fast. I'd like to go back and watch it before I give like an honest assessment of it, but I felt good. I gave up a couple positions. Like, I had his back, and then I ended up in like a funky arm bar. And I told you guys a long time ago, you give me your back, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you. That's just simple facts. I don't mean to be arrogant or cocky. I'm a little bit amped up right now, so like I just feel good. You know what I mean? I don't know, just feel vindication for the things that me and my team have been saying with so much confidence. You got to go out and perform, and that's where I've been putting a lot of pressure on myself. The more pressure I put on myself, I think the better I've been performing. So that's just kind of where we're at. Me and Mark, we went over this a lot. Like, there's ways that I think I'm supposed to feel. There's ways that, like, you try to recreate things that went well for you in the past. So like, this is the way I acted before this walkout, and this is the way that I felt before. So this is how I need to feel because I was successful then. And I think when you try to recreate something, it's not genuine, it's not real. So I just feel in the moment. Jimmy Crute, I was hyped, the fans were back, the crowd was going crazy, my music was fun, I had a great time on the walk. This time I didn't feel so joyous. I was really super hyper-focused. I was really focused on each individual thing that we talk about. We've been calling it the four horsemen. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but so I'm going through those four things in my head over and over and over, and then I'm pacing back and forth, and I just think in my head like, oh, if he blitzes me, I need to make sure I'm here, here, and here. So I was just hyper-focused on the individual techniques that I needed to make sure that I was mindful of to either stay safe or be successful. So I think that's just how I felt. That's where I was mentally, and I just needed to allow myself to just be there. Listen, this is a super emotional sport, you know what I mean? And there was a lot of stuff said back and forth. He wasn't, I don't want to say he was disrespectful, but he wasn't respectful. And I take offense to that. Like, I've earned the respect from my peers. Tyron Woodley, future Hall of Famer, 5-time world champion, just sat and told me how much respect he had for me and for the things that I've done in this sport. Like, why in the fuck can't Ryan Spann be that guy? You know what I mean? Like, you can separate the two. You can kick my ass or you can think you're going to kick my ass and still be respectful about it. You can still have respect for the work that I've put in this sport and the amount of sacrifice and the things that I've given to this sport and this company. Like, I've earned that. And the fact that he was just unwilling to give it to me pisses me off. And like I said in the promo, like, I'll just go take it then. So after the fight, the whole time we're leading up to this fight, I just keep running back the shit he said in my head over and over and over. Like, he kept saying, I'm bringing this, it's your ass whooping you can get. Well, like, I told him, you can bring it. You better bring it with you. So as soon as I finished, and there's a lot of, we're hyped. There's a lot of adrenaline. There's a lot of testosterone flowing. So I said what I had to say, and I think we squashed it. You know what I mean? I think they get it. Everyone's in this game. They get it. It's nothing personal. Rakic hasn't done anything to me. He was nothing but respectful to me before and after. We had a fantastic conversation afterwards, and if it wasn't for Rakic, I wouldn't have changed some of the stuff that we changed. I credit him with a lot of the mindset changes, a lot of the changes in my physical appearance, the way that we approach some things, and some like real, like, fundamental changes we had to make in my game. We immediately went back and I got in the room with Scotty, and we've had to fix a lot of those problems. So I credit him, and I think it's actually pretty damn cool that he responded so quickly. He's got to win. Like, if Volkan Ozdemir wins a fight right now and wants to fight me, I'm like, nah, not doing that. There's nothing fun about that. So, for him to see the gains that I've made and still be willing to do it, I think that's pretty cool of him. Good. I felt really good. I felt like he didn't put on as much weight as he typically does after weigh-ins. I think that kind of goes to what he talked about wanting to come in a little leaner. I felt good. I was moving well. I felt like I was able to control the center. The larger guy typically is the guy that controls those ranges. I felt powerful too. Like, no one really hurts him. You know what I mean? Like, and no one dictates range on him either because he's really long. So, God damn it, I'm kind of getting good. You know what I mean? I'm figuring this fighting thing out, and it feels really good. I think it's just a culmination of the work, man. I got 52 fights or whatever it is, but I think if we're talking about quality fights, maybe 25, maybe half of those, you know what I mean? Because I took a lot of fights early against guys that I wasn't ready to fight. I was mismanaged, undercoached, and overconfident. So I think that I don't even count those. I feel like if you take out the first half of my career and then look at the second half, I think that's probably a better representation of where I am. Man, my wife's about to have a baby, so I'm gonna go home and we're gonna enjoy this baby, and we're going to not get a whole lot of sleep, and hope we're going to try to get into a routine. All the 3 older kids are in school, so I'm going to play some golf. I'm going to get a new golf cart. I'm going to make my wife buy me a Tesla, and then we're going to get back in the room and keep getting better.